For decades, squeegee workers have worked the corners of downtown Baltimore.
To the young people who are out on those corners, I want you to know I understand why you're out there, but we don't want you to be.
But a recent deadly confrontation is renewing conversations about getting them off the streets.
This was just, the pinnacle of the problem right in downtown across from Inner Harbor with somebody getting shot.
And so we want to be thoughtful about the root causes. Clearing corners does not address the root causes, and it does not address the unmet needs that these young people face.
So what does that look like? This morning, we take a look at both the grassroots and citywide effort to find meaningful employment for the city's dozens of squeegee workers. Hello everyone, I'm Jason Newton and welcome to 11 TV Hill. Today we focus on squeegeeing. It has become part of the fabric of Baltimore. In fact, dating back to the 1980s, and the debate over how to end squeegeeing has never ceased. Earlier this month, a driver wielding a baseball bat confronted a group of squeegee workers at the corner of Light and Conway Street. That ended in a deadly shooting and a 15-year-old arrested.
He's scared. He never been to jail before. He have no criminal background.
The teen's lawyers call his actions self-defense, but drivers have complained about some squeegee workers becoming aggressive. 11 News spoke with one woman who said that same day of the deadly shooting, a squeegee worker pointed a gun at her when she refused to give him money.
He had both hands on the gun and was pointing it. And thank God the light changed, and I thought, I don't care if I hit anybody, I'm going.
Now, Baltimore City does have a plan to help those who squeegee. In fact, we spoke with Deputy Mayor Faith Leach about what that entails and what it will look like in the future. Tell me a little bit about squeegeeing, because it includes so many things from race to crime, everything you possibly do within your office. Is that what makes it so tough to regulate?
I think it's a representation of all the challenges that our city faces. It's a representation of the disinvestment that we've had for far too long in too many of our communities and in our young people. And so you're right, it touches everything from, from policy and, the policies that led us and led our young people or drove our young people to those corners. It also touches class, and it also touches race. And it's one of those issues that as a community we have to work together on if we really want to address it for the betterment of our city.
So I think the knee-jerk reaction is to, send a police car to every corner and round up some of the workers. Tell me why it's not as easy as that.
Yeah, so the mayor, I think, is very clear about the fact that he is not in support of clearing corners. We know what clearing corners got us. Clearing corners got us to a consent decree here in Baltimore. And so we want to be thoughtful about the root causes. Clearing corners does not address the root causes, and it does not address the unmet needs that these young people face. And so we have to be very thoughtful. We also have to be patient in our response to how we address this issue. We really need to support many of these young people who are as young as 10 years old, and some are older than 24. And so they're a reflection on our city and who we are. And I think how we meet this moment will tell us a lot about who we are as a city.
So you've done some job fairs. You also have done some of those pop-ups on corners. What works with this problem?
So I think this is the thing I want folks to know. There's no silver bullet, right? It took decades of disinvestment to get us to this point. Decades of disinvestment in our communities and our neighborhoods, and also in our young people. And so one job fair is not gonna address the issue. We have to be persistent, we have to be consistent, and we have to identify the needs of all of our young people. And so to date, we've had job fairs. We, just a few weeks ago, we were able to connect 19 young people to employment and city government jobs. Prior to that, under the mayor's 90-day squeegee action plan, we were able to connect 42 young people to jobs. And so we know that there are some young people who are open to jobs and those types of opportunities. We also know that there are young people who are entrepreneurs, and they have so many beautiful and bright ideas. And we want to be able to meet our young people where they are, and we want to be able to show them that whatever they're interested in, we can help them find an alternative pathway, whether that's employment, whether that's entrepreneurship, whether that's connecting them back to school if they are disconnected from school. We're open to multiple pathways to meet the needs of our young people.
Some folks will always say that if they live on the outskirts of Baltimore and they see some of these headlines, it keeps them away from the city. Is that something that you have to address?
This is the thing. I think every weekend that I'm in Baltimore, I see the harbor filled with people. We just recently had a big soccer game here. Every Orioles game, it's filled and teeming with people. And so I just think that narrative it's not true, right? We see every weekend our city is filled with visitors, but for those folks who are weary about coming into our city, we welcome you with open arms. We want you to see the best of Baltimore, and our young people represent the best of Baltimore.
You mentioned this, you recently had this meeting of stakeholders, and not all of us could go to that meeting. What came out of that when it came to addressing this problem among city dwellers and also business leaders?
So the mayor is committed to bringing together a cross-section of the community to tackle this issue. We are going to have a lot of hard conversations, I think, as a city, as a community, and as this working group that the mayor has pulled together to address this issue. This is about holding up a mirror to ourselves and also to our city. As I talked about, we're going to learn a lot about ourselves through this process. And so what we were able to do in that first convening, which it won't be the last, we're looking at having at least 6 convenings over the course of the next 6 weeks. So these partners committed to coming together over 6 weeks to develop a comprehensive city-wide strategy, not just the mayor's strategy, but the city. So everyone is putting skin in the game when it comes to investing in and supporting our young people. And so what came out of that is a commitment to continue to meet, to develop this comprehensive plan, to identify resources. And one of the main things that we took away from our first convening was we identified our values and the values that we want to bring to this work in supporting our young people. And one of those main values was equity and being able to see our young people for who they are and what they represent to our city.
There are some things that are just Baltimore, whether it's the Orioles or Snowballs, and now some of these squeegee workers, entrepreneurs on street corners. Is this just something that stays a part of Baltimore's fabric?
I think that it is a part of Baltimore's history. Right? And the thing about history is we cannot ignore history. We can't ignore what got us here. We can't ignore the disinvestment in our communities that drove people to find creative ways to make money, right? We've seen this happen. We've seen young people on corners at least back in the 80s, right? Like squeegeeing. And so this is a part of Baltimore's history. It is embedded in our culture. And I think what we have to do is really find ways to support young people, for those who are interested in alternative pathways, being there to support them along that alternative pathway. But we can't ignore history, and we can't ignore that this is not something that started just 2 weeks ago or a month ago or when Mayor Scott came into office. It's something that this city has been a part of this city for the past 30 years or more.